Okie dokie. So today we're going to learn about the history of the Atlantean Empire. We're going to explore its extensive geographical reach, renowned maritime dominance, and the cultural influence it had on ancient civilizations. We'll examine its military conquest, its economic prosperity and advanced technology. Then we'll discuss the architectural marvels that symbolized their power, the political structure that held the empire together, the challenges they faced in maintaining control over distant colonies, and the mythical connection that ties Atlantis to other legendary lands. Hi, this is Future Mike, and I need to butt in here for a second before the video. The way that it's written makes it sound like all of this happened in history, and that was not my intention, just the way it came out. Anyways, carry on. All right, let's do this. In myths and theories, the Atlantean Empire was not limited to the legendary land of Atlantis. Stories suggest that the empire expanded far beyond its original borders. It's said that the Atlanteans set up colonies and established trade networks across wide areas. Some theories even propose that these expansions stretched into parts of Europe, Africa, and the Americas. The idea of Atlantis' vast outreach paints a picture of a powerful civilization that extended its influence into many regions, connecting far-off lands through their supposed colonies and trade routes. This expanded geographical reach forms a crucial part of the mystique surrounding this ancient and enigmatic empire. The Atlanteans were reputed to be exceptional seafarers and navigators. It was supposedly a civilization so advanced in shipbuilding and ocean navigation that they could explore and hold sway over vast stretches of sea. Their ships, it was believed, were marvels of engineering designed for both speed and durability, allowing them to traverse great distances with ease. Using sophisticated tools and perhaps early forms of maps and charts, Atlantean sailors could navigate treacherous waters and reach distant lands long before many other ancient civilizations. This maritime prowess wasn't just for exploration. It also facilitated the establishment of far-flung colonies, creating a vast network of influence and control. The seas were their highways, and their dominance over these waters played a crucial role in the expansion of their legendary empire. One of the aspects of the Atlantean Empire is its remarkable cultural influence. As Atlantis expanded, it wasn't just territory they amassed, but also an impressive spread of their cultural, technological, and intellectual advancements. The Atlanteans are credited with having made significant contributions to various ancient civilizations. It's said that they shared knowledge that spurred advancements in architecture, evident in the intricate designs and monumental structures that arose in regions they touched. Their techniques in agriculture were passed along, allowing for better crop yields and more sophisticated farming methods. The governance system also saw innovations. The Atlanteans' organizational skills and political structures allegedly provided a blueprint for stable and effective government in their colonies and beyond. This cultural exchange wasn't one way. It created a fusion, enriching local customs with new, sophisticated elements brought by the Atlanteans. Whether it was through trade, travel, or even conquest, their influence left a lasting impact. From impressive buildings to efficient farming practices and improved governance, the hallmarks of Atlantean influence can be seen in many aspects of the ancient world. The military conquests of the Atlantean Empire, according to some legends, didn't just rely on peaceful expansion or trade to spread its influence. They achieved a lot of their growth through military conquest. The Atlanteans were known for their impressive military prowess. They had highly advanced technology for their time, which gave them a significant edge over other civilizations. Their weapons were more sophisticated, and their strategies were way ahead of the game. The combination of superior technology and brilliant tactics made their military an unstoppable force. One key advantage was their formidable naval forces. The Atlanteans were exceptional seafarers, and their naval fleet was second to none. This allowed them to project power far beyond their home island and subjugate neighboring regions with relative ease. Their ships were not only well built, but also equipped with advanced navigation tools, ensuring that they could reach and control distant lands. These conquests weren't just about military might. The Atlanteans also knew how to maintain control over the territories they conquered. They would impose their rule and integrate these areas into their empire, bringing with them new technologies and ways of governance that often made these regions more prosperous. The Atlantean Empire's expansion was significantly driven by their ability to conquer and control other regions through a mix of advanced technology, strategic brilliance, and naval superiority. This combination made them a dominant force in the ancient world. It's essential to understand just how pivotal their control over trade routes and resources was when we think about the economic prosperity of Atlantis. The Atlantean Empire is often depicted as a hub of immense wealth thanks to its strategic position and access to precious metals and exotic goods. These resources were traded far and wide, enabling Atlantis to become a beacon of economic growth. Legend has it that Atlantis controlled some of the most lucrative trade routes that connected various parts of the ancient world. These routes not only facilitated the exchange of goods, but also brought in a steady flow of wealth from other civilizations. The rare metals, spices, and other commodities that were highly sought after in ancient times all passed through Atlantis and filled its coffers. It wasn't just about trading goods either. As the story goes, the Atlanteans had an advanced understanding of agriculture and resource management, which allowed them to produce surplus food and other products that they could trade. This surplus was instrumental in maintaining the economic stability of the empire and supported its growing population. The Atlanteans are thought to have been exceptionally skilled in mining and metallurgy. They might have had access to advanced technologies that allowed them to extract and process metals more efficiently than their contemporaries. This technological edge would have given them a significant advantage in trade, making their goods more desirable and further boosting their economy. All this wealth fueled the growth of Atlantis, allowing it to invest in grand projects, sophisticated infrastructure, and a powerful military. This economic prosperity not only made Atlantis a rich and influential player on the global stage, but it also helped them sustain its extensive expansion and colonialization efforts. Despite its grandeur, the expansion of Atlantis faced numerous hurdles. The empire had to deal with rebellions, logistical difficulties in maintaining control over distant colonies, and conflicts with indigenous populations. These challenges might have played a significant role in the eventual decline of the empire. One of the major problems was rebellions. Keeping control over distant colonies wasn't easy. Many colonies were far from the central governance of Atlantis, and this distance made it tough to keep everyone in line. The rulers often had to send troops to suppress uprisings, which drained resources and weakened the empire's hold. Logistics also posed a huge issue. Maintaining supply chains over vast distances were complicated and costly. Ships carrying essential supplies often faced rough seas, and maritime technology of the time was not enough to ensure reliable transport. Conflicts with the indigenous populations added another layer of difficulty. The native people did not always welcome the settlers. Clashes frequently broke out, which further strained the resources and manpower of the empire. These combined challenges likely contributed to the downfall of what was once a powerful civilization. The constant need to quell rebellions, maintaining long supply lines, and fending off indigenous forces pulled resources away from the heart of the empire, weakening it over time. Atlantis may have stretched itself too thin, trying to control too much area without the means to effectively manage it. This overreach, combined with internal and external pressures, likely set the stage for its eventual decline. These rebellions didn't just mean immediate losses. The constant need to quash rebellions weakened the empire's ability to expand further and consolidate its gains. The manpower and wealth consumed in these endeavors could have been used to strengthen the empire in other ways. It's not hard to see how this cycle of rebellion and repression contributed significantly to the weakening and eventual decline of Atlantis. Understanding these challenges gives us a clearer picture of why Atlantis couldn't maintain its hold over its sprawling territories. The strain of maintaining control in such a vast and diverse empire ultimately played a significant role in its downfall. Maintaining the supply chains over vast distances was also a huge issue for Atlantis. The empire's colonies were spread out far from the main city, making it difficult to keep a steady flow of supplies. Ships had to travel across rough seas, which was risky due to the limited maritime technology. The rough seas and unpredictable weather made these voyages even more challenging. Many supply ships were lost, or their cargo was spoiled by the time they reached their destination. This created shortages in the colonies, leading to unrest and dissatisfaction among the colonists. Additionally, the time and effort required to organize these supply chains was tremendous. The planners had to ensure that enough resources were sent to each colony while dealing with the constant threat of piracy and natural disasters. All these logistical hurdles strained the empire's resources and made it difficult to maintain control over its distant territories. The expansion of Atlantis is often linked to other mythical lands and civilizations like Lemuria or ancient Egypt. These connections frequently appear in esoteric traditions and speculative theories, suggesting a shared or intertwined history. Lemuria is a mythical continent that some believe existed in the Indian or Pacific Oceans. Theories vary widely, but many suggest that Lemuria was an advanced civilization like Atlantis. Some believe that Lemuria existed thousands of years ago and that its society was similar to the Atlantean one now. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the myths surrounding Lemuria add to the mysterious allure of Atlantis. The concrete evidence. Both civilizations are often depicted as highly advanced, boasting technologies and knowledge that were lost to time. The idea that Atlantis and Lemuria may have had contact or even coexisted fuels many speculative theories. In Egypt, this civilization, which is famous for its pyramids and pharaohs and mummies and sand, often comes up in discussion about Atlantis. Some theories propose that the wisdom and technology of Atlantis significantly influenced ancient Egypt. This connection is usually based on various texts, legends, and artifacts that some believe point to this link. The Greek philosopher Plato, who is one of the primary sources of the Atlantis story, described Atlantis as a highly organized and advanced society. Some people argue that the knowledge and skills required to build the Egyptian pyramids could have been influenced or even passed down by the Atlanteans. In esoteric traditions, there are beliefs that point to a shared mystical heritage between Atlantis and Egypt. Some say that the priests of Atlantis, after the disaster that supposedly destroyed their homeland, fled to Egypt and became the priests and wise men there. This theory suggests that the spiritual practices and advanced knowledge of Atlantis lived on through the ancient Egyptians. While these connections are speculative and lack concrete archaeological evidence, they add layers of intrigue to the legends of Atlantis. Whether or not these civilizations actually had contact or shared a history, the stories and myths that link them together keep the fascination with Atlantis alive. The mythical connections between Atlantis and other ancient lands are a testament to the lasting impact of these stories. They spark curiosity and encourage us to look deeper into the past, seeking clues that might unravel these historical mysteries. Exploring these connections helps us not only appreciate the legends themselves, but also understand human desire to connect the dots between the unknown and the known. Hey, did you know that we have a Patreon? Yeah, like everybody else, we have a Patreon. So if you're looking for scripts to the videos, books on the occult or secret societies, UFOs, conspiracies, things like that, we're putting them up there. We also have unedited versions of the podcast where you get to listen to me make mistakes, and all of the podcasts, which are available and will be available on YouTube. However, on Patreon, they'll be commercial free. No ads. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. If you like it, hit that subscribe button for us. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Other than that, have a great day.